Air around us. Air. Let us begin this chapter. We can see a normal graphic image of a cloud which is blowing air. It is just for your fun, which is related with the chapter. Today, for our lesson in Air Around Us, we will learn some important facts about air. Now, what is air, children? Air is very important for all living things. There is no life without air. We all living things, that is human and animals, we need air to breathe. As I said earlier, we find air all around us. We cannot see air, we cannot touch air, but we can feel it. Moving air is called wind. It makes things move. Wind helps us in many ways. What are the different ways wind helps us? Wind helps us in flying a kite. It also helps in moving the clouds, which we find in the sky, and it helps in sailing the boat. Now, children, you need to remember few properties of air. Let us begin with the first property. For this, we will also perform one activity which will help you understand the topic better. What is the first property of air? Air fills up space. In order to do this particular activity, what we need, you need one small bucket filled with water and you need one empty water bottle. What you're going to do, you're going to tilt the empty water bottle slowly inside the bucket of water, and you will find, children, that air bubbles are coming out from inside the water. This particular activity proves that though the bottle was empty, it still had air inside it. And that is why when it was tilted inside the water, we could see the formation of the air bubbles. All right. So this showed the property of air, which is air fills up space. Now in this page, children, you will see few images which shows how air is helpful for all human beings. For example, in the first image, the little girl is swinging on a swing, right? Now, when she's swinging on the swing, she can feel the air. She cannot see it, she cannot touch it, but she can feel it while she is swinging. Similarly, the little boy who is standing in front of the fan can also feel the air when the fan is moving. And this another girl who is holding one paper fan, folding fan in her hand, when she is moving around the fan, she can feel the air. But obviously, in none of the images, we cannot see the air nor we can touch it. Okay? So, these few things you need to remember. There is one more activity, children, which we can perform. Explaining this property, air fills up space. For that, what you need one flat balloon, a normal balloon which we all have, or if you don't have, you can get one. What are you going to do? You're going to put that balloon in your mouth and you're going to blow air inside it. You will see, children, once you do that, the flat balloon will slowly get plumpier. That shows that though in the initial stage there was no air inside the balloon, once we blow air inside it, it becomes fuller. That means air is occupied inside the balloon. Air is occupying the space. Okay. Now, children, many things, as we said, can be filled with air, and we have shown two activities. You can all perform these activities at home to get a clearer idea. All right. Now, in this picture, it is written what I have just explained, that when air is blown inside a balloon, the balloon becomes bigger and bigger. That is the reason because the air takes up space inside the balloon. All right. See, for our next picture, we will learn another property of air. We have learned the first property of air. That means we had learned air has space, okay, air occupies space. For our next property of air, we will see that air gives shape to a thing. How we'll understand that? See in this picture, there is one in the first image, it's a flat tire. Okay. When the tire is flat, that means it has no air inside, it has no shape. But when you pump in air inside that particular tire, it becomes fuller, which you can see in the second image. That shows that air is giving shape to a particular thing. A flat thing turned into a fuller object, right? Okay. So far we have learned two things, that is air occupies space and air is giving shape to a particular thing. What is the third property of air? Air has weight. How can we know that? You can take the same flat balloon for your this experiment as well. The flat balloon, if you put on a weighing machine, as you can see in this image, that gray machine which is showing some numbers, that is called the weighing machine. Okay. So in the first image, you can see the flat tire, it has very less weight because it has hardly have any air inside. But when that same tire is pumped in with some air, it becomes a weightier. So when it is being placed on the weighing machine, we can see some more digits, right? So because it has weight. So that shows our third property in air, which is air has weight. Next, we come across the different uses of air. Now, children, the very first and very common use of air is that we all breathe in air. So I'm not going to that particular point, which we all know, and you must also be knowing. But what are the other things, what are the other uses of air which we can come across? Very simple. Plant animals, we both need air to live, right? And air fills up space, as I said in our previous experiment. So filling air in the balloons and football and cycle tires is giving shape to those things. What else? Now air is needed for burning. Now for this particular example of use of air, you can take one experiment, a small experiment. It is not mentioned here, but I'm telling you, you can do it. What is that? You can take a small candle, small burning candle, and you place it on a table in a room, a normal room, which is well ventilated, and you place it there. Let it burn for some time, okay? Next, after some time, when you come, you put one transparent glass on top of that particular candle, burning candle. You will see, children, the moment you do that, slowly, within few seconds, that burning candle get extinguished. Okay? It does not burn anymore. Why does it happen? Because air helps in burning, and in the absence of air, the object will not burn. All right. So you can solve this small experiment provided in the presence of your parents. Okay, don't do that alone. Okay. What else are the uses of air? Now, birds, we all know birds fly in the sky, and that is possible not only because of the wings which the birds have, but also because of the air which is all around us. It is helping them to move through the air. Okay. And what are the other objects we can talk about which move through the air? For example, kites, helicopter. Uh, we can see sailboats which sails on the water, and it sails because of the presence of air. And the windmill, you can see in the picture, the middle picture, okay, the last point and the middle picture, if you can see, a windmill picture is given. So that also moves with the help of the air. Now, as we discussed in our previous slide, it's a quick revision of that same. What are the different things we move through air? Here the pictures are given even more clearer. As you can see, I have given some sample pictures out of so many. Helicopter, you can see parachute is there. We can see eagle spreading its large wings and flying, and we can see bat. Okay, so birds, bats, parachutes, and helicopters are all things that move through the air. And do you ever wonder that why are they able to fly through the air? I mean, what is the reason? There must be some cause, right? Now, this is possible because they all have different shapes and they all have different sizes. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been possible for them to fly through the air. Air is all around us. We have discussed that. Now, two particular terms rather, you need to remember. One is breeze and one is wind. What is breeze and what is wind? Now, both are air only, but different forms of air. When the air is moving gently in a very pleasant way, we call that breeze. But when that same air is moving fast, it is called wind. Okay. Now for your reference, I have given one example also. The first picture, see the girl where she is standing, and there is pleasant wind is there. So it is an example of the breeze. But in the next picture, as you can see, that the hair of the girl is almost flying away, and that is because the wind is moving fast. Okay, the air is moving fast, and it is called the wind. All right. Moving air is called wind, or wind is moving air. It's all the same. Okay, as you can see, children, this particular man and woman and I think that is their pet as well. Okay, and they were all walking one day in the field, and when suddenly it was a fast air was moving quite fast all of a sudden. So, and as we said, that fast moving air is called wind. So this is what happens. Everything is moving and shaking. The trees are also shaking, as you can see. Okay. And normally it does not happen that, human beings fly away like that. It's just a funny presentation of the whole scenario. Okay. Just to make you understand that when the air is moving fast, it is called the wind. Now, children, when we are dealing with air, we also have to deal one important part which is coming under this topic, that is pollution. Now, before I proceed with air pollution, you all have to know what is pollution. Natural pollution, first of all, is one of our biggest problems we all are human beings are facing on the planet Earth, and it is causing much danger, much harm to our Earth, to our Mother Nature, and it is destroying its natural well-beings. Okay, so it is not something which we should be proud of, or it is not something that is good doing any good. Okay, so we must find ways to stop it. Now let us see what is air pollution. All right. Now, our topic for this chapter is air pollution. But before we go into details with that, we need to know what are the different types of pollution, and that is for your general knowledge. Apart from air pollution, we have water pollution, which happens when the different dirt and different sewage water it goes out from the factory, from the houses, and it gets dumped into the water. Okay, it's called water pollution, and lot of aquatic life, the animals, the creatures which are living under the water get affected. Okay. What is another type of pollution? Soil pollution. What happens in this scenario? Now, when human beings they dump lot of different things, not in the garbage bin, but on the land, and it causes soil pollution. Different flies and different harmful bacteria get accumulated because of that. Okay, and it leads to the pollution of soil. All right. What is the another pollution? Noise pollution. Now, with this type of pollution, I believe everybody can relate with the noise pollution. Why? Because we are living in our city and we can every day, now or then, we can hear so many honking noises of the horns, right? And those high pitched noises cause nothing else but noise pollution for our environment. Now, let us proceed with our topic, which we will go read in detail, is air pollution. Now, what is air pollution? Now, whenever you have been on the roads, whenever you have passed by, you must have seen a lot of smoke, okay? Dark, dusty smoke. That is what air pollution. And from where it is coming? It is coming from the different vehicles and from other modes of transport and from other means as well, okay? And it is causing a lot of harm to our earth, earth's atmospheric composition, okay? And it is definitely have a lot of harmful effects, okay? Air pollution is not a good thing. Now, what are the different causes of air pollution? Now, when we are dealing with different air pollution, the causes can be man-made or natural. Okay, now natural causes are not in our hands. We cannot do anything about it because it is the mother nature which is leading to it. But human-made pollution can be controlled, can be brought into control. So before that, let us begin with what are the causes of air pollution. First, as you can see in the picture, it is the dust storm. Now, dust storm is caused by the dust which is raised from the ground, and it is caused by our mother nature when the wind is blowing heavily. Okay, so this is not something you can stop. It's not in your hands. For our next image, we have the dust which get accumulated or which gets raised from the crushing of the stones in the different sites. Okay, this is a human made cause, and when those stones, when the dust stones, they get scattered all the way around in the air, it causes a lot of pollution. The third image is a very common one which we all know, that is the smoke which is getting emitted from out of the vehicles, the black smoke. It is very harmful for our air, for our atmosphere, and causes air pollution. It causes lungs problem. Okay. And the last topic is a forest fire. Now, children, forest fire is a big topic, which when you grow up, you will learn in your geography chapter in details as well. We have a whole chapter in that. But here, in short, for your knowledge, you must know that when due to for climatic changes or due to heat friction, when fire gets burned among the different dense trees in the dense forest, that time the fire which gets accumulated is called as the forest fire. Okay, and the smoke which is coming out from the forest trees, the forest fire, it causes lot of air pollution. Okay, and remember, forest fire does not happen in a shanty locality. It does not happen there. Okay, it happens always when it is in a dense forest. Okay, due to friction and due to heat. Now here we have 6 different images. In these 6 different images, we are talking about the different causes which are leading to the air pollution. Now let us go one by one. The first image is of a garbage bag. Different garbage bags are accumulated in the dumped area, and the stinky and the staunchy smell which we get from the garbage, it causes air pollution. For our second image, we have vehicle which is emitting out black smoke, and we have already discussed that earlier, how it is causing air pollution. For the third topic, we have dirty, stinky water getting accumulated in the different drains in different ponds, and the stinky smell from that dirty water is causing air pollution as well. For our fourth picture, we have that black smoke emitting out from the factories, okay, that is getting mixed within our atmosphere. All right. Next is a small demo of forest fire. See, you can see the trees and the bushes burning. All right. And the last image is about the different chemicals and different fuels which can get spilled out, and it has a very strong sense of smell. Okay, and that anything such a strong stench or smell is definitely not good for our atmosphere gases. Okay, it disbalances that. So all these uh, different pictures are showing you the different causes of air pollution. Now, children, so far we have dealt with the different causes of air pollution. Now we have to understand how you can avoid that air pollution. What you can do, what are different initiatives you can take. Now, few initiatives that you can take, first of all, less use of fuel. Okay, if you use less use fuel and if you travel lesser in vehicles, then automatically it will lessen the pollution to a much extent. You can use LPG autos. Please do not burst crackers, because when you're bursting crackers, it causes a lot of air pollution as well as noise pollution. Okay, both it is causing, and it is not good for our atmosphere. All right. What else you can do? You can try and avoid using the different gas burners. Okay. Instead, you can use the electric stoves or the biogas instead, which will help you to avoid the air pollution. Okay, these are the few ways you can try and use in your daily life, and that will benefit our mother nature. Now, see, children, here are different images, many images are there, which is basically showing you how you can reduce air pollution to a certain extent suppose by planting more trees, using different electric vehicles. Now, electric vehicles is a very new concept. It has not been started much in India as of yet, but once it comes in full fledged, in a full force, then it will definitely benefit the mass. Okay, all our human beings will be benefited with that. So it runs in batteries basically. Okay, and you can use cycles, which is definitely very environment friendly. Another term we use for environmental friendly is eco friendly. Okay, both are the same meaning. We can use solar energy, solar panels, solar roofs we can use. Okay, and though we cannot avoid public transport, we use public transport, but we can try and use advanced model of public transport which uses less fuel. Okay, that initiative can be taken, and that obviously has to be taken by the different governments. Okay, and what are different other mediums? Using windmills and using solar panels, planting trees. Okay, and saving trees whichever we have, using electric cars, and all the different other mediums are there which we can use for reducing the air pollution around us. So children, I hope you understood the chapter air around us, where we have covered various points from studying the different properties of air, what is air, and we have learned the three different properties of air, which is basically air occupies space, air gives shape to things, and air has weight. We have learned about the different types of air pollution, and we have also learned about causes of air pollution, what are the different causes, and we have studied few ways in which we can avoid or try to reduce at least the air pollution. All right, I hope this slide will be useful for you. Thank you.